Let's finish this conversation another time. I have your competition on the phone.
Okay, guys, we're currently stuck 25 miles deep in the Onahakanuki cave. A bat just bit my ass cheek, and I grazed my nipple completely off a rock. So it's gone.
Did you know that girls are actually better shooters than guys?
Okay, this is just BS. I got the statistics right here. I mean, we are just absolutely destroying them in the numbers. 116 to 3.
Hey, what's your name?
Janessa.
Your middle name is Janessa. Your first name's Adrian, last name Butler.
How could I forget?
Where you from, Adrian?
Oklahoma.
You're from Dover, dude. 2525 Cherry Blossom Road. 39.158 latitude, 75.524 longitude. The beige house. Like, you never even been to Oklahoma. Are you dumb? Like, how do you forget something like that?
The best is back. Jay's Place in Longview has moved and reopened at 1313 East Marshall between Super One Foods and Johnny Casey's. Jay's Place is now larger, nicer, and features flat-screen TVs. Come on over for the coldest beer around and the most beautiful girls in town. Our girls would love to entertain you, so meet your friends for an enchanting experience. Don't miss the best party in town.
Welcome to Giant. Febreze air freshener, $4.99. 2 COVID tests, $8.99. Oh. This guy's sick.
Damn.
How many bags? 3.
No bags. Relax.
Bags?
Yo, this is just a quick reminder that this is what I look like posing in perfect lighting with a pump, and this is what I look like in real life.
Guys, I swear I'm making somebody's day. So I'm trying to troubleshoot biorender, and the person's like, yeah, let me help you, and I'm just like, cool, let me just type in a reply, and I can't type anything, and so I was like, well, maybe I can do the GIFs, and so it lets me type in the GIFs, and so I sent the whole message. I can't type. It's not. And then they're like, man, professional message. You might be in the wrong browser. And I was like, that may be it. I'm on Firefox. And they're like, great, try Chrome. I don't know how the person on the other end of this isn't dying. Time to change the browser.
Hello?
Hi, is this Kevin?
Yes.
Hi, this is the front desk at Super 8. Could you explain to me why you would thought it would be okay to take a outside of our building?
Whoa. What?
You were on camera. Did you not realize that there's camera around our entire building?
I did not.
So why would you do that?
I need to recommend. I was going to come back to see it, but I completely forgot.
Then why didn't you tell me, like, hey, I really have to take a number 2, and I could have probably even let you back into your room.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, man, not cool. Like, you are never welcome at Super 8 ever again.
Okay.
My hands are cold.
It's a good thing I'm warm, babe.
I'm scared. They're screaming.
Baby, there's nothing to be scared about. I'll be your seatbelt. And Schnickums will be there too.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
Excuse me, the line's moving.
She's mine, by the way.
This is episode 1 of Food and Drink. I was tricked, bamboozled, hoodwinked into thinking was nice by TV and film. We're going to start with a classic, Turkish Delight. It was not as delightful as I expected, and it's all because of one guy. This boy sold out his entire family, the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe for Turkish Delight. If I'm going to sell my family out for food, it better transport me to Nadia. Look at the way he was guzzling like he's never eaten before in his life. Turkish Delight is not that good. Then for drink, I'm going to have to go with Mr. Shaken Not Stirred. He's supposed to be fighting criminals, but it's him, in fact, who's the criminal. James Bond's drink of choice is a martini, the Vesper Martini. Have you seen the ingredients in this drink? It's basically straight vodka and gin mixed. The first time I drank this, it almost blew my head off. James, he's not fighting criminals, he's fighting demons. Somebody check on this man.
Not the only one cursed with knowledge, Doc. Oh man, I could simply snap my fingers and they would all cease to exist. Yeah, you should have gone for the head. Okay? Wow, perfectly balanced. As all things should be. Actually, as it turns out, you could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me. It's just super weird, because I'm inevitable, man.
Welcome to another episode of the internet's favorite game show, Is It Problematic?, in which I try to cancel my coworkers. How are you feeling, BK? You feeling problematic?
I'm feeling a little spicy today.
Let's go find someone to cancel. Hey, Kai.
This feels like black on black crime.
Yes, it is. I'm going to show you a word, and I want you to tell me if you're comfortable saying the word on the card. How do you feel about this?
Yeah.
Would you say it?
I'd say it.
You want to look directly into the camera and say it out loud?
Basket case.
What does it mean?
Someone stupid.
What do you think the origin is?
Probably bad.
Like, how bad?
Probably enough that, I don't think I'll get canceled, but I'll probably look back at this video and think I've made choices.
This saying in our modern times is for a person who has difficulty coping with life. Not in 1918, though. This phrase was first used during World War I as U.S. soldier slang, denoting a soldier who had unfortunately lost all 4 limbs and was thus unable to move independently and had to be carried in a basket. Kai hates the troops, and she's been canceled. Thanks for playing, Kai.
I celebrate Memorial Day every
Thanks.
Kai's canceled.
Let's go find someone else.
How did men go from this to this? We used to live for adventure and excitement.
Read a book, you fucking numbskull.
Well, it's about that time. Behind us is an immodest peanut picker that we got in 2000. Jeff, really? My daddy purchased this in 2005, so it's 17 years old, and we still use it today on our farm. Let's take a closer look at it. Let's go up top. Here we are on top of the peanut picker, and as you can tell, the basket is open. Let's see what it looks like up under that basket. These are called the cylinder teeth. Did you pan it or not?
Yeah, I panned it.
Are you rolling or not?
I'm rolling.
There's a lot of inner workings inside this immodest peanut picker. You notice you've got dozens of peanut picker teeth that we call, and that is what is used to separate the peanuts from the vine. Fan with the other hand. Don't fan. How am I going to stabilize this footage? Let's hop down and look at the auger system. This is where it all starts. When this is in motion, it's moving, picking the peanuts up and augering them to the middle of the machine. Very little surface. Always check your tires, because in about 2 weeks, we're going to be picking Keefy.
10 things women should know about us men. What one man won't do for you, I can promise you, another man will. He's going to cheat if he wants to, it's never your fault. You don't need to accept when we say to you, this is just how I am. We will treat you how we feel about you. When we show you how we feel about you, you better believe that's how we feel about you. Us men will do anything for the woman we want to be with. You shouldn't have to tell us grown-ass men how to love you. If we love you the way we claim we do, our actions should show it. You don't need to give us second chances. Us men are fully aware of our actions. Baby girl, you are not asking too much. You are just asking the wrong man.
I totally get Daredevil and Captain America, but those other 3 characters...
are all of the women on the list. Did you notice that? That you immediately accepted both of the men and then complained about all of the women? How many times does a movie or show prominently featuring a non-male hero have to have negative reception before you start to notice that the only pattern, the only thing these all have in common, is that they prominently feature a non-male hero? Because right now, we're 7 for 7 in the MCU. Captain Marvel, Black Widow, Thor Love and Thunder, WandaVision, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, and She-Hulk, all review bombed. And if you go to IMDb and look at the scores broken down by demographic, you can see that the majority of low scores primarily come from men. At what point do you look at all these factors and maybe consider that men might just be struggling to adapt to no longer being the center of attention?
In a few years, NASA is sending the first woman to the moon, and some people are really mad about that, but it is long overdue. 12 people have walked on the moon, and all of them were men, but that's not because women weren't qualified. In 1960, 9 years before the first moon landing, the guy who designed the insanely rigorous tests for male astronauts at NASA decided to test out those same tests on a small group of female pilots. Psychologically and physically, these tests were some of the most rigorous I've ever heard of, so I'll read you some of the things that I saw in these tests. They included things like swallowing a rubber tube in order to test the level of their stomach acids, electrically shocking their arms, extreme sensory deprivation tanks and psychological testing, shooting ice water into their ears to see how they recovered, riding weighted bicycles to exhaustion, forced hyperventilation, water survival, and a lot more. 25 women took these exams and 13 of them passed. One of them was a mother of 8 children. The women that passed are known as the Mercury 13. Anyways, they took more and more tests and they passed them all. They were taking the exact same tests as the men and they were doing just as well, if not better. Barry Cobb was in the top 2% of astronauts of any gender. But it didn't matter that they passed the same exams. NASA wouldn't send women to space. And the women took it to Congress, as they should. And before Congress, John Glenn, the first American to orbit the Earth, testified that women shouldn't be astronauts because it went against social order and that they wouldn't meet the criteria anyways. That last part is true. In order to be an astronaut at the time, you had to have graduated from a military jet test piloting school and have an engineering degree. But John Glenn himself did not meet this criteria and was still an astronaut. So you probably guessed it, but here's the problem. Women weren't allowed in Air Force training programs at that time, so even though they were all accomplished pilots, some with over 10,000 hours of flying time, they didn't qualify to be astronauts. But Congress didn't care. So it wasn't until 18 years later, after the last moon landings, that NASA finally allowed their first female astronauts. So yes, they are finally going to put a woman on the moon. And for some good news, one of the Mercury 13 did get to go to space. Blue Origin sent Wally Funk just last year, making her the oldest woman to ever go to space. But the rest of the women never got to go to space.
Huh? Also to let you know, I'm audio recording. Hey, you wanna park right here? You wanna park right here so you can impede traffic? Okay, well, let you know I'm audio recording, so.
Are you recording also? No. Excellent. Can I just keep your hands away from your firearms at all times? That'd be great.
Sounds good.
Alright. So what are you already recording?
I'm recording this encounter.
Sorry?
I'm recording this encounter.
Okay. Yeah, you're being recorded too, by the way.
That's fine. It's just legal and a constitutional right.
Absolutely. What are you all up to today?
Just exercise our Second Amendment and going for a stroll.
Appreciate that. We did get a call from a concerned citizen. It looked like you're carrying an automatic firearm. It does look like an automatic firearm.
It does.
Experience.
But
so, with that being said, automatic firearms, you're required to carry a name.
Yeah, but it's a semi-auto.
I don't know that until I.
Well, you don't have reason to suspicion that it.
Actually, my SWAT team gun looks exactly like that. It's fully auto. Okay.
It's an MP.
So here's the lawful order you're going to be given.
Okay.
Okay. I want hands away from the firearm at all times. I want you to remove hands from pocket and step back into the shade. That'd be great.
And your name is M. North.
Mike North. All I'm going to do is simply remove the firearm from you, so you don't have to touch it.
Okay, but let you know I don't consent to any search and seizures, and that would be in violation of our constitutional right and Article 1, Section 9 of Oregon Constitution.
Stop with the rules.
Well, you're an oath keeper.
This is what we're going to do. is I'm going to ask you to put your hands out like this, straight to your sides.
I'm not doing.
Remove the firearm from you.
Let me ask you, am I being detained?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
spread your arm out, please, like this. Both of them straight out. Excellent. Go ahead and turn away from me for a second. Excellent.
But you know, I don't consent to any searches and seizures.
I understand that. I'm not seizing anything. I'm going to.
Well, it's still a violation of Terry versus Ohio. So.
Okay. Due to my training experience, this doesn't look to be a fully automatic firearm. It's a 22. It was not chambered, but magazine loaded, and it looks to be a semi-auto. Do a function check the firearm. And it operates it as such. I no longer have any reasonable suspicion to detain you. I appreciate that you are executing your Second Amendment rights. I'll let you know that if it was a fully automatic firearm, you need your ID and the Class 3 stamp.
True.
Okay? Because when we roll up, it looks like a fully automatic MP5. That's why you were stopped today. Do you have any questions, comments, or concerns?
Well, I would still have to. But still, how do you know if it's a fully automatic firearm? Just based on the look.
Experience.
How all objects can look like a fully automatic weapon. I mean,
well, you know what? You know what you guys need to do? You need to come to one of our Citizens Academy. We're actually show you guys and allow you to shoot fully automatic firearms. Actually train you how to do it. Or join our reserve program, in which case we'll actually issue you one also. So I would love to have you guys. You guys can pick up forms at the police department on how to do that.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? Do you have any?
I'm just curious. Like you say, it was your training, right? But every weapon, like everything other than like that one granted decent weapon, has to go with a civilian and a military issue. So they're both fully automatic or semi-automatic.
You guys are talking about reasonable suspicion, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be reasonable for me to assume that that could be a fully automatic firearm since it looks exactly like all of them since the 1980s that have been made, and those actually haven't been made until the late 90s?
But every fully automatic firearm can't be purchased until 386 unless you have a Class 3 stamp. Unless you have your Class 3 stamp, you have to buy a 386. A 386 gun is a minimum of like 10 grand to get fully automatic. It doesn't seem reasonable for either a college kid or another kid to have $10,000.
I don't have the golden ball that shows me what you guys value is. Early 20s is worth multi-millions. So, you know, I don't work on that. I work on reasonable suspicion. You already admitted that it's a reasonable suspicion to think that looks like an MP5 and that it's fully automatic. And as you guys know, obviously, I don't know if I told you or not, you're not detained anymore. I should know that reasonably by now anyways. But, yeah, I haven't asked for ID. You guys are free to go. I did my job. I'm glad you guys are exercising your Second Amendment rights. With you guys in the area, we're not going to have any crime, and I appreciate that. Nobody's going to commit crimes with you guys standing around. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Hey, good job, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, see you later.
You too. Have a good day. Any comments? Did you put in my magazine in my butt?
And guys, check out this beauty right here. Now this is a green iguana. And for all you guys who hear us use long scientific names, this is an easy one. Iguana. And this is a beautiful species of lizard that is native to South America. But unfortunately, due to the pet trade and other causes, they've made a stronghold here in South Florida. So this is actually an invasive species. But nonetheless, I want to tell you how beautiful these lizards are. Look at these spines. Looks exactly like Godzilla. Beautiful green leathery skin. Check out these long fingernails. It's arboreal, which means it spends its life up in the treetops and canopies. So these nails and beautiful long feet are able to climb way up in the treetops and disappear from predators. Now they're folivores, so they're completely harmless to people. They eat all types of leaves, fruits, nuts, and berries, and everything like that, and occasionally a couple insects and small vertebrates. But look at how gorgeous this one is. Beautiful long whip-like tail. I mean, look at the proportion from the tail to the body. Absolutely incredible. They can use it like a whip, just like that when they're defensive. And we're gonna, just appreciate this beautiful lizard. Absolutely gorgeous, sweetheart. Beautiful ears right here. Amazing eyes. Look at those eyes. Very perceptive, excellent eyesight. Such a vigilant animal, and what a stunner. Awesome.
Hey.
Breaking news, I actually could use your support, but I've convinced myself that asking for help would make me a burden. And instead of giving you the choice, I'm going to make the decision for you by never asking and suffering in silence. More after this.
If you have a unique tattoo that you think nobody else has, duet this video.